Hi, everybody. I just want to kind of maybe clarify a little bit on surface area and volume. So in this case, sorry, let me scroll up. We have, we're going to talk about surface area. Surface area of a box or a rectangular prism and surface area of a cylinder. So let's start with the box. So our surface area formula is surface area equals 2 LW plus 2LH plus 2WH. But really, what that means is you're finding the area of the outside of the box. So if they ever ask you, like, how much um, packaging would you need in order to create the box, that sort of thing, that's what they mean. It's almost like wrapping paper. Like, how much wrapping paper would you need to wrap the outside of the box? So that's what it means by surface area. It's the outside area of the box. So if you tore this apart, we would have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different areas. But of course, the opposite sides of each other match up, and that's where those twos come from. Okay, so we have dimensions here, 4 centimeters by 5 centimeters by 7 centimeters, and it doesn't matter where we put them. I'm going to start here. I'm going to say my length is, let's say, 4 centimeters, and my height, let's use that number 5. So there's my 5 centimeters, and my width is going to be 7. Now, you could have um, put your length at 7 and your height at 4 and your width at 5. It doesn't matter. We just need to use every number once. All right, so let's talk about surface area then. So surface area is going to be equal to 2 times L. So we said L was 4. So 4. And then W is 7. So let's put a 7. Now, those are all going to get multiplied to each other, but we'll come back and do that in a minute. Let's keep going with this formula. Plus, I'm just going to go underneath 2 times L. So L is 4. And then H is 5. So 2 times 4 times 5. Awesome. Plus 2 times W. So W is 7. And then H, which is 5. So this will cover all of those 6 sides of the boxes. All right, so let's see what we have here. So 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 7, that's going to be 56. And then 2 times 4 is 8, and 8 times 5, which is 40. And then 2 times 7, which is 14, and 14 times 5, which is going to be 70. Okay, and now let's add those numbers up. So 70 plus 40 is 110, and 110 plus 56 is going to be 166 centimeters. And it's an area, so centimeters squared. Good. Okay, so that would be the surface area of a box. It's just getting all those areas on the outside, and then you add them up and you get your total area. Now, let's talk about this cylinder, though. So a cylinder is different. The dimensions are different. It's telling us that there's a radius of 5. So R equals 5. Let's put this up here. R equals 5. So that's the circle part. So when they talk about the radius, what they're talking about is that line right there on the inside, goes to the middle of the circle. That's our radius. If it cut through the whole circle, it would be a diameter, but since it's only half a circle, just from the middle to the edge, it's called a radius. And then it's telling us that it has a height of 10. So that's the outside part. So height equals 10. Okay, and what they're talking about here is this part on the outside, right there. That's your height equals 10. Okay, so surface area then, and that's why I showed this picture over here. So this is the cylinder all laid out flat. And as you can see, we have 2 circles. So when we're talking about surface area, remember it is an area. So we're going to talk about those 2 circles. So I know a circle is pi r squared. And since I have 2 of them, it's going to be 2 pi r squared. Pi r squared is the area of one circle, and since I have two of them, I times it by 2. Plus, I have this rectangle. Now, we know rectangles are length times width, right? And in this case, our width will be our height. But this length right here, I don't have a length. But I do know that that whole rectangle wrapped around a circle. And if it wrapped around a circle, then it's wrapping around the perimeter of a circle, which is also called a circumference. So our circumference, so this side up here is really the circumference of a circle. And the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. Okay, so that would be the length of this rectangle right here, 2 pi r. And then we're going to multiply that by the height. So 2 pi r h. Okay, so now it's just a matter of putting in the numbers that we were given. So 2 pi r was said to be 5. So remember, that's our radius. So 5 squared plus 2 pi r, which is 5. And then h, that's our height. And we said our height is 10. Okay, so let's work this out. I'm going to have to get out my calculator here. So just give me a moment. So 2 pi, you can use 3.14 or you can use your pi button. Whoops, I already made a mistake. Okay, so times pi, I'm using 3.14. So that first answer right here is 2 times pi squared. I'm getting, whoops, do that, 157. And then on the bottom here, I'm going to have 2 times pi times 5 times 10, and I get 314. And now if I add those two together, plus 157, I get 471. And again, we were measuring in centimeters, so centimeters squared. Okay, so surface area is all about the outside area of whatever you have, whatever shape you have. So you look to take it apart and kind of see those different shapes, and then it's just the area of each one of those shapes. Volume, on the other hand, is all about the inside. So, whoops, there we go. So volume is all about the inside, like how much can you fill it up. So again, we have our box, it's 4 by 5 by 7, and our volume formula is length times width times height. So again, doesn't matter, but make sure you put your dimensions on each side. So maybe I'll say this is 4, this is 5, and this is 7. So we're going to use each of those dimensions in one spot. So then our volume is going to end up being length, which is 4, times width, which we said is 7, times height, which we said is 5. Now you multiply those all together. So 4 times 7 times 5. And I think that gives us 140. And since we multiplied those three dimensions together, it is a volume. We say that's centimeters. And you're done. Okay. So really what you're doing, what they say you're doing, is you're finding the area of the base. So your base is this bottom part right here. And it's a rectangle. So we know that that's length times width. And then we times it by the height. So that's where that all comes from. Same thing over here. We have this cylinder. So my base is a circle. And we know that the area of a circle is pi r squared. So we take the area of the base and we multiply it by the height. So pi r squared times by our height. So volume in this case is the area of the bottom, which is a circle. So pi r, so what's my radius? My radius is 5. It says that. pi r squared. And then we times that by the height of the object, and the object is 10. Okay, so I'm going to need my calculator for this. And when I multiply those three together, I get 785 centimeters cubed. Cool. Okay, so volume is always the area of the base times by the height. Okay, so if you don't have your formula sheet in front of you and you're wondering, how do we do this? It's the area of the base. So just take a look at what shape is on the bottom of your three-dimensional shape. This one was a circle, so we use pi r squared. This one is a rectangle, so we use length times width. And then once you find the area of the base, it's just a multiplication times the height. Cool. Okay, so I hope this helps with today's assignment, and let me know if you have any problems. Thank you.